Any questions for Alun Wyn or Warren, these guys?
Warren, you predicted that. You should listen to you more, maybe.
Pardon?
You predicted that start, didn't you? Beat France in this grand slam.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 games away from home, we thought of, just knew how tough France would be first up for us, and if we could do that, then go and play Italy, and then you got 2 weeks preparation for England. And then the tournament just creates its momentum after that. So yeah, it's nice when predictions come true, isn't it? So look, I've got to have that belief and self-confidence in ourselves, and if I can portray that onto the players in some small way, then hopefully they can believe it as well.
Warren, can you sum up your own emotions? Obviously, last Six Nations game in Wales to win so comfortably.
Yeah, look, it was a great performance today, and the boys thoroughly deserve it. And beforehand we said it's about them today. It's about them and their families, creating history, winning a Grand Slam. Things that no one can ever take away from you. And I thought they were exceptional in the way that we managed the game. Our physicality nullified what have been a lot of Ireland's strengths in terms of scrum and line out and runners off 9, which they get momentum from. And our turnover rate, compared to them, definitely gave us that dominance, particularly in that first half.
Were you surprised by how confident it was?
Look, emotion plays a huge amount in big games like this, and for this, our group of players, they know they were playing for first or third, and probably from the Irish players, they didn't expect, if they had won, they wouldn't have expected England to lose to Scotland. So they, in their heads, they're playing for second or third, and that has a significant impact. That sort of those small percentages, and you're at home. There's a tidal, sort of almost like a tidal wave behind you of support, and it built, and getting off to a good start. I think the referee was. I thought he had an outstanding game, and we probably got a couple of decisions that went our way. I don't think he was too happy about the roof being open and he was getting wet, so that probably helped us a little bit too.
So when you played the conditions quite well?
I think the conditions suited us in terms of the way that we planned and prepared. We expected right from the start of the week that the roof was going to be open, and looking at the long term weather forecast, we thought it was going to rain, so a game plan dictated what we wanted to do in terms of that, and I thought the guys were excellent today.
Alun Wyn, now you have won 3 Grand Slams. Where does this rank in terms of the achievements you've had in your career?
Definitely be up there. I think very fortunate to have been involved in 2 previously in a championship. I think, I don't know whether I'm getting soft in my old age or is when you have kids and the perspective changes, but when you see people, young men come into the side and you see them grow over a 9-week, 8-week period, and I said when the presser we did in the team run, like, I can't tell these guys what to do with the way they're performing, and I've been involved in regional rugby and all this deficiencies. It must be doing something right, because some of these guys are coming through and they're doing a job. It's just really, really proud for such a small nation to be able to do that. I think it's proud is the word. Everything we represent, from the country to our families, and we just try and show that. It's very simple. That was the message before the game. Just be proud, represent who you are and where you're from. Do the simple things well, and if you work hard enough and you do your honey mullers, you get your rewards. So yeah, it's up there.
Warren, this puts you up to number 2 in the world, and it will affect the build-up to the World Cup because there'll be an extra expectation now. How do you handle that? How do you manage that in the next 8 months?
I don't think it makes any difference to us. We've just kept our heads down. We work hard. This group of players they'd run through a brick wall for you. Like Alun Wyn said, the youngsters have come through and with no fear, and they've shown some real character. And we're in a pool that if you can win, you potentially you don't face sort of Southern Hemisphere teams on the way through, and with a bit of luck, we don't pick up too many injuries. But I'm excited about the World Cup because you get that 2 or 3 months together as a side, and you can prepare like a club side, go into sort of a lot of skill work and skill development, and really sort of fine tune your game. And so from that point of view, we'll be in great shape. Like previous 2 World Cups that I was involved in, we were one of or either the fittest teams in the World Cup, and we'll be in pretty good shape for this one as well.
Alun, can you sum up Warren's impact over your time? Obviously this is his last Six Nations game with you.
Yeah, it's been pretty prolific. It's not just in the Red of Wales, it's been in the other red jersey as well. And I said I don't want to be too romantic about it with him sitting here, but he alluded to the fact that when you've got someone so confident at the top of the tree, that filters down, and that's hard to ignore. And it's easy to say when you're off the back of a win, but also we've come under the pressure over the years, and we've had good performances or good wins when we've been backs against the wall, and it takes a certain type of character to be able to come through the mire, if you like, and he's pretty much the guy that's done that. He's got, I said again a few times, he's got a bit left on his contract, so he can't take his foot off the gas yet. But the record speaks for itself. 3 Grand Slams and a championship.
Warren, can I ask what you're going to miss the most about days like today as well?
I just got to miss you're involved in professional sport as a player and as a coach if you're lucky enough to get to experience days like this. So you're going to miss that atmosphere in the games, the full house, coming in the bus and the fans and then the celebrations afterwards. I think the boys have got to be back in their regions on Monday. So if I was a regional coach, I'd probably be giving them Monday off. I think they're going to enjoy themselves tonight and maybe tomorrow, and they deserve that because they've worked their butts off in this campaign. We've pushed them hard. They've done a lot of their own preparation. They've worked hard on helping each other and prepare for matches. And then when we've asked them to train hard, they've done that as well. So yeah, it's going to be sitting somewhere next year watching the Six Nations. There'll be it's something I definitely will have missed, but having been involved with this group of players and been involved with Wales so long, that I just hope they can continue potentially what we've done in the last 10 or 12 years in terms of putting some respectability back in that jersey, being successful from a percentage point of view in the Six Nations, being a team that's hard to beat. And I know when those players put that jersey on, and it's not always about winning, but the Welsh public, they just want to see this group of players try hard, and if they try hard, that's all you can ask for, and they've done that. And so those are the sort of things that I'm going to miss with this group. Yeah.
You spoke about the players enjoying themselves tonight, so you were going to also partake?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I said we do a review after every campaign as a management team and go through the whole of what we've done. And so we're meeting as a staff on Tuesday, and I've cancelled that. So we're meeting for lunch now and a long afternoon. So it's because it's our last time together, and I think a review of the Six Nations, I can sum it up in one word. It was pretty good, or 2 words. It was pretty good. So and that's the review over.
Well, I know it's not about you, but you're the only coach now to have won 3 Grand Slams. Is there a part of you that feels how special that is?
Yeah, I think I'll enjoy that afterwards. But the game is always about the players, and we stress that in terms of we've got a fantastic coaching group and strength and conditioning and a medical team, and it's always about the players first, and we stress about family first. And early in the week, I said to the players, whatever you want this week, whatever you need to get you prepared for this game, everyone in the staff, the coaches, everyone is here for you to do that. So look, I'm pretty proud of what I've achieved. I can't remember as a coach when it was a final or when it in a big game, having lost these big games, whether it was at Wasps or on the Lions and in Six Nations matches when it counted. So when you're playing in a final. So I'm pretty proud of what not just what I've achieved, but what this coaching team and the whole of the management have achieved. It has been pretty special.
How much belief is there now in this team that it's World Cup 14 games? 14 wins.
I think it's character. It's not about belief. I think we're put through our paces to perform. I've played in games where we've lost because of lack of game management. It's nice to be able to say we've probably got that back now, that we're managing games better, we're aware, we're working on these things. I think belief is something you've got to earn, and I think within the group we're earning that. I think I said after the game we probably put a big target on our back for a lot of other teams, and you've got to be comfortable with that. You've got to be comfortable with the pressure that comes with that, and if we do drop a game, then we move on. The core and foundation of this group hasn't just popped up, it's been developed from the last Six Nations when all the changes were made against Italy, and then the Argentina tour, the autumn, to now. So if we do drop a game, it's not a case of panic stations, it's a case of regroup, go again, because that target will be on our back.
Warren, some of the television footage when the team was lifting the trophy seems to sort of catch you wiping away a tear, but was it that or was it the rain?
I think it was the rain, I think. Look, I was, there's no doubt I was reasonably emotional afterwards. It was great. I get such a buzz out of watching those guys up and collect the trophies and celebrate. That's what it's all about. I get to enjoy the next. Great thing about winning the last game of campaigns or doing things like that, so you get to enjoy the next couple of months, and so before our next game we can have a bit of a break and then start planning and preparing for the World Cup and warm-up games.
Warren, how pleased are you for Gareth fans? Because obviously there was some unfounded chat about the options you've got as your playmakers, but obviously
look, we've got different options at 10, and it was tough on him today that he's done a lovely little chip for Hadley's try, and then he's kicked goals when you've got a world-class kicker that's come onto the pitch and he's carried on kicking, and he was outstanding, and he probably wasn't at his best last weekend against Scotland when we moved him back there because he hadn't played there for so long. I thought he was comfortable today, and to be able to handle making that change pretty early in the game, I thought he did it exceptionally well. And it hasn't always been easy for him because he's had to really fight hard to earn that respect from the Welsh public, and there's always that debate in Wales over the tens, and that kind of does put extra pressure on players. And we've got a good balance at the moment. We've got some quality tens that are all different, and not just Gareth and Dan, but Reece Patchell and Jared Evans. They've got their strengths and different players. So and all of them are good enough to, if given the opportunity, to start in that position. So yeah, we're reasonably healthy in that regard at the moment.
How disappointed was Sean Edwards that you had some points in at the end?
Yeah, I was more disappointed, I think. So we were just screaming to hold them out. In fairness, I mean, Liam Williams, he's gone to kick the ball out and he's missed it, and so I said to him, "You thought about diving on it?" And he said, "Yeah, he had thought about diving on it and taking it into touch, but he wasn't too happy with himself." But look, you can't be disappointed with that. I mean, the game was over in the last. Once we'd got sort of 20-odd nil in front. And spoke at half time about managing that second half, and as Alun Wyn alluded to, kind of managing it in 10-minute blocks. You get from 40 to 50 and then you get to 60 minutes. We made a few changes. Again, I thought our bench gave us some impact as well. I think they've been outstanding in this tournament, the bench and the guys coming off and continuing the momentum. And I wanted to, when I felt the game was under control, and one was getting those players on so that they had that experience of having some time in the middle and winning a Grand Slam as well.
Final question from the captains.
We had a quick chat with Rory West after, obviously it's his last Six Nations game as well. What did you have to say?
No, I got a lot of respect for Rory and all he's done in the game. I said surely you got another year in you. He laughed it off, but he didn't say no, so here's hoping. But no, I just thanked him for the battle, because we know the quality players they have and what they've achieved over the last 2 years, like I said. So to have that performance against that calibre, he was very respectful for the performance, and that was reciprocated from our boys to them. It's pretty simple, really, and I'm looking forward to go upstairs and have a beer with him.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.